Hello, everyone, and welcome to, well, I was going to say this week's Ask Me Anything, but it's really not Ask Me Anything. It's our exciting announcement for Climathon Houston 2021. We are going to share who the winners are today. And welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We're just as excited, and I hope you are too. And if you're joining us and have any questions or comments or just want to congratulate the winners, please feel free to drop a comment or question in below, and we'll be able to see it and answer your questions or even maybe feature you on the live stream as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask Grace Rodriguez, Executive Director of Impact Hub Houston, to go ahead and get us started. I know everybody's dying to learn who won, and I am so excited to hear it myself too. Grace?
Thank you so much, Anne, for the intro. And I just wanted to let everyone know that Climathon Houston, the awards ceremony, is actually kicking off Global Entrepreneurship Week for Houston. So if you're not familiar with Global Entrepreneurship Week, Anne can drop the link in the chat below. But over 180 countries are hosting over 40,000 activities around the world, celebrating entrepreneurs and innovative solutions. And we wanted to share a real quick video from Global Entrepreneurship Network President Jonathan Ortmans, and where he talks about how we need more entrepreneurs in the world, people with the aptitude, courage, and resilience to help us innovate our way through challenges, because these are what we hope some of the solutions from Climathon Houston will actually evolve into. So go ahead, Anne.
Welcome to Global Entrepreneurship Week 2021, with 200 nations hosting national campaigns to inspire more of their citizens to consider the path of entrepreneurship. We'll hear from celebrity entrepreneurs like Sir Richard Branson, inspiring more young people to follow in their footsteps. And we'll hear from corporations like FedEx, who are helping to make it possible for some of those left behind communities to participate in this great entrepreneurial renaissance. Whether or not it's cities like Kansas City hosting hundreds of events, or whether it's individuals reaching out across national boundaries on Zoom to collaborate, we're going to see a lot of work underway in trying to tackle and experiment with addressing the big challenges of the world. And while we have big challenges, GW this year is aligned with COP26, the climate change conference, but naturally beyond big issues like that, the world also faces recovering from this pandemic. We hope to reboot, rethink, and regenerate our economies as a result of taking a global approach to how we can build back our societies in a better way, make them more inclusive, more equitable, and indeed ones that leverage the power of their entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs is what this week's campaign is going to be all about. They're the ones we're going to be shedding the spotlight on. We are going to be releasing the information about the top 25 entrepreneurs in the world emerging from our Entrepreneurship World Cup competition. Very, very exciting. We had 200 countries participate and 100,000 entrants, so look out for that. You know, entrepreneurs are perfectly made for this era. They're comfortable with uncertainty. They're comfortable with the lack of predictability. They don't mind. In fact, they thrive when someone sets the reset button and someone shakes up and changes all the rules, because it means all of a sudden there's lots more experimenting to be done, teams to be formed, solutions to be tested, and opportunities to be explored. So we hope you'll be part of Global Entrepreneurship Week. Go to gew.co, find an activity in your community. If you can't find what you're looking for, join us on social media at hashtag GEW2021. Thank you, and happy Global Entrepreneurship Week.
So thank you all so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, I'm Grace Rodriguez, Executive Director of Impact Hub Houston, and you just heard the CEO of Global Entrepreneurship Network. So we are kicking off the week with Climathon Houston's awards ceremony. And as you can hear, it is very timely that all of this is happening together, the convergence of what we do as Impact Hub Houston, what some of our partners do. You'll hear in a moment from Juliana with Greentown Labs, and then with Scott Gale from Halliburton Labs, and of course with Trevor Bess, who is an entrepreneur himself as a co-founder of Syzygy Plasmonics, and then from Jesse Bounds, he'll hear a little bit about what the city is doing to spur innovation. But before I invite them to share some remarks, I do wanted to say that, let me see, here we go. I do want to say that supporting entrepreneurs is why Impact Hub Houston exists. If you want to make a difference, we really want to help you. So reach out to us at houston.impacthub.net. The Climathon Houston is actually a part of Code for Houston. So if you go to codeforhouston.org, it is an initiative that emerged from the merger of Sketch City into Impact Hub Houston. And we are now hosting the Code for Houston Brigade, which is a part of Code for America, and the Houston Hackathon, which happened a couple months ago, and Climathon are part of those projects. We also host the Open Project Night, which is a part of the Code for Houston, but it's really trying to spark more connection and activity and inspiration at the intersection of impact and innovation. And if you want to learn more specifically about Climathon Houston, you can go to climathonhouston.org. And before we dive a little bit deeper into this year's Climathon Houston, I do want to invite our judges to the stage, our judges and supporters. So first, let's start with Jesse. Jesse, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about the city of Houston?
Yeah, thank you, Grace. And it's a pleasure to be with everybody here today. I'm really looking forward to seeing the winners here and all of the difference that you made. And I want to put a special plug out there for Houston Climate Week, which is coming up next week. It's a free virtual conference that the city is hosting with representatives from the city. Of course, you have people from energy industry, from green industries, and others participating in this. So it'll be a great learning experience and something that you can keep the momentum from today's awards and the learnings that we get from the ideas that we have talked about over the past couple of weeks through that Climathon. Keep them alive and present them to experts in the field as well. So anyway, go to greenhoustontx.gov to register for that. Also participate in this Global Entrepreneur Week this week. And the city is really interested in new ideas and getting the community's input on how to solve the big challenges that we have as a city and a community. That's really why we participate in forums like this. And so I just really excited to see the solutions here and continue the dialogue going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jesse. And I also want to talk about how we started partnering with the city on Climathon Houston. So this is our third year, I want to say, actually hosting Climathon for Houston. Climathon is part of a global day of action or week of action of hackathons around the world that are taking climate action. And once the mayor's office launched their climate action plan, which you can also find at greenhoustontx.gov, we thought, well, how can we activate more of our community to help develop solutions that are in line with that climate action plan? So thank you so much, Jesse, for your support and participation in spurring this. And next, I would like to invite Juliana. Would you like to share about Greentown Labs Houston and how you're supporting entrepreneurs as well?
So I'm Juliana. I'm the head of the Houston incubator for Greentown Labs, which is the biggest climate tech incubator in the US. We have 3 buildings in Boston, and we opened our new building in Houston on Earth Day, last April 22nd. We already have almost 50 members, and Trevor actually with Syzygy is one of our members. When we decided we were going to come into Houston, it was about 2.5 years ago. And of course, we didn't even have a building, but we were here virtually. We decided that the first thing that we needed to do is to engage with the Houston Climathon. And we landed our platform with our Remo that you're still using this year. And we couldn't be happier because for us, many of our very, very successful members, startups in Greentown are coming from events like this one, either a hackathon or a climathon. So this is where it starts. And last week we just had our Climate Tech Summit. We had almost 400 people in person in Houston, 500 in Boston, and then we had around 2,000 people or so that were connecting virtually to both of our events. And I can't wait to see some of the companies that are here today at some point present at our Climate Tech Summit. That would be really circling and making things full circle. So really, really excited about seeing who are the winners here, and I can't wait to work with you more.
Thank you so much, Juliana. And thank you for also talking about the way that all of our organizations work together to support people through their entrepreneurial journey. As part of Global Entrepreneurship Week, a lot of times people ask, why do we all these different organizations, startup development organizations in Houston, work together? And it's because we're really part of an ecosystem that's trying to support people at every stage in a lot of different ways. So we see ourselves as true collaborators with Greentown Labs. Our goal is to help some of the ideas that are developed. Some of these ideas for solutions are developed around climate action, the energy transition, and so on, develop into sustainable solutions, develop business models, and then hopefully turn into companies that can then go into a Greentown Labs and get even greater support and have access to this national and international community of people who are really supporting clean tech energy solutions. And speaking of founders like that, developing clean tech energy solutions and energy transition startups, I'd love to invite Trevor Bess to talk about his participation in Syzygy Plasmonics now.
Yeah. So, hey, thank you everyone for jumping on to watch this award ceremony today. Very happy to be here and very happy to be associated with Impact Hub and Climathon Houston. I was really pleased with this year's turnout. We actually had close to 100 participants, and on the closer side to 100 participants, and we had like 25 project submissions. So it's a really fantastic turnout this year. And as someone who's like growing climate tech here in Houston, it's just awesome to see this kind of excitement, enthusiasm in the community. It was a really tough decision this year, and so we're happy to see a few companies advance, and one win the award today, and very, very well deserved. Just looking forward to participating more in the community and helping grow the climate tech scene here, and with fantastic partners like Impact Hub and Greentown Labs and Halliburton Labs. The future is very, very bright for climate tech and impact tech here in Houston. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Trevor, and thank you for being a supporter, sponsor and judge since the beginning of Climathon Houston. So as Trevor was saying, we had about 25, we actually had 28 submissions, but 3 weren't eligible for judging. And let's see, if you go to climathon2021.devpost.com and look at the project gallery, you'll be able to see, here, I'll bring that up. You'll be able to see a lot of the different projects that were shared. There's some really great talent. A couple people in particular were really passionate about submitting a lot of different projects, which is really interesting. But to keep you, out of the suspense and get to the awards now, our first winner of a community membership at Impact Hub Houston, the first community winner is Geek Out Houston. So congratulations, Geek Out Houston team. I'll let Trevor share some of his insights. He was telling us a little bit about one of the things that he loved about this team. But congratulations on being one of the top 3 community submissions for Climathon Houston 2021. And next, without further ado, the second winner of the community membership is Carbon Flow Carbon Accounting. This is an incredible solution around carbon accounting blockchain software. And I hope, Victor, you'll continue to work on it and reach out and and participate in it, because it seems like you might not be in Houston, but I'm glad that you're helping develop solutions for Houston. And then finally, of the community membership winners, we have Diversion Dashboard. And so if Diversion Dashboard helps people understand how their waste is being used and how it's being diverted from landfills, so that hopefully it helps people make better decisions about what they're doing with their outputs, right? And so congratulations, Chris Wood and your team, and we look forward to reaching out to you and supporting you as you continue building on this solution. And then our top scoring project and the winner of the Accelerate Membership Award goes to USGBC Texas Best Practices app. Woo! Round of applause for USGBC Texas Best Practices app. And as you can see, it provides the justification and support needed to create equitable, healthy, safe, efficient, and prosperous buildings and communities where everyone can thrive. So it's a really comprehensive solution. I recommend going to the project gallery, clicking on it, and watching their video to learn more about it. And with that, Trevor, let's go to Trevor first. Would you like to share any thoughts on the winners?
Yeah, sure. So I'd just like to celebrate success for a little bit and just talk about what I loved about each one of these. And so, for the US GBC Best Practices app, well deserved. They had probably the best put together overall package for their presentation. They had a good video. They had good supporting materials. They had, progress on the development of the app. The app itself was pretty simple, easy to use. And so I think very well deserved. My next favorite, Diversion Dashboard. I really loved how community focused it was. And I really loved the aspect of competition. Like that one, I think out of all of them, just really dialed up the Houston factor, which I loved. And I loved the competition. Like, hey, Montrose, we got to get more, we got to prevent more waste from going to the landfill than the Heights does. And that, if we can get that going, that could be something really big. I liked that one quite a bit. Geek Out Houston, I absolutely loved the founding team. They were amazing. I want to go get dinner with them sometime. I loved how passionate they were about their project, and I loved how they worked together. I think that they were probably my favorite people in the entire competition. And then finally, carbon flow accounting. I loved the level of technical expertise. The level of technical expertise in that project far outstripped everything else. And I love that he not only made a proof of concept, but tested it pretty much real time in the video. And that was pretty amazing. I think that is a good framework on which to build a more robust program. So hoping that Victor takes the membership and we get to see him again soon. So awesome. Those are just lots of success from the top four. Congratulations. And great job to everyone else. It was, like I said, it was a pretty tough decision. And just looking forward to engaging with everyone more. And as a reminder, these things can turn into something big. We will talk about Footprint here in a little bit, but Dakota, and Footprint actually started at an Impact Hub event. And so these things can pick up steam, and this is just the beginning, a springboard to lots of future success. So once again, congratulations to everyone, and thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you so much, Trevor, for sharing your thoughts. Jesse and Juliana, would either of you also want to comment on the winners?
I can go ahead. I mean, for me and Greentown, it's pretty special to see the themes that we care about and we feel are strategic to Greentown and to the world, emerge in a Climathon like this one. Of course, anything that has to do with building is one of the biggest greenhouse emitting sectors. For us, also, we're an incubator where we also put together a special acceleration program. So we just launched an acceleration program on healthy and smart buildings with Saint-Gobain, one of our sponsors. So this is crucial. And I would say that anything that has to do with mitigating emissions, you can only do that if you're able to track them first. So anything that has to do with carbon accounting, with really aligning incentives between what is actually good to do, but also what is, basically putting price and accountability to all of these emissions is kind of key, because without data, we're not going to be able to impact anything. So that one really for me was essential. And of course, Greentown Labs is about a community. So anything that smells and spells community and puts some healthy competition, and you start, gamifying a little bit everything you do is kind of key for us. So I really like that one too. And of course, what can we say about the Geek squad here with all the recycling of anything that has to do with hardware. We think that is key. We've been trying to actually partner with some specific programs that do that for our members and our own IT equipment. So I think it has there's a lot of good things to be done. And as Trevor's mentioned, we would love to have you at Greentown. If you think that, you want to be part of our community and come to our events. We have our Taco Tuesday tomorrow. It's open to the whole community. So come and mingle with our entrepreneurs and see how you can continue with your projects. Or the next week, you will be Transition on Tap on Thursdays, starting at 4:30 p.m. and continuing till you want it to continue. Those are the two ways we actually mingle with our community, and some of potential entrepreneurs can get to meet our entrepreneurs, get some ideas, and get some companies going.
Thank you so much, Juliana. Jesse, do you want to share anything?
Yeah, I'd just say that, I love how the solutions kind of run the gamut, and they hit every aspect of the climate action plan, from carbon, accounting, cost accounting to diversion, materials management, buildings efficiency, energy efficiency. So it really, it's kind of goes to the theme of, there's not one magic bullet to, all of our climate ails. It's going to take a lot of different solutions, and a lot of it, to Juliana's point, is you can't manage what you can't measure, and you have to have good data and good highly visible data and metrics to change behavior. And like Trevor was saying, pitting neighborhood against neighborhood would be a great way to do that for diversion. I love that solution. And so anyway, I just can't wait to share all of these great ideas with our Office of Resilience and Sustainability, with the mayor and all of City Council as well. This is great ideas, great products, and look forward to seeing them implemented. So,
thank you so much, Jesse. So as let's see, we're getting close to time, but as Trevor was mentioning earlier, we did have one more prize to award, and that's the Dakota Stormer Footprint Prize. And so for those of you who don't know, who didn't have the opportunity to get to know Dakota, we'll drop a link in the chat that goes to Footprint app. So Dakota was a truly inspiring person. He had this great innovative spirit. He's a true change maker. And we unfortunately lost him this year to cancer, which was completely unexpected. And we wanted to honor him in some way. So thanks to Trevor Bess and Syzygy Plasmonics, and to Scott Gale and Halliburton Labs sponsoring, and we're able to provide a prize, the Dakota Stormer Footprint Prize. And we named it in honor of Dakota, or Cody, if you knew him well, climate action champion and a cherished member of all of our community. I know he was also a real supporter of Greentown Labs as well. But we're presenting a cash prize, and this will go on for, at least hopefully decades to come. But a cash prize of $500 to the person who best exemplifies Cody's legacy and emerged as one of the most engaged, supportive, and spirited innovators during the Climathon. And so initially we were going to do 2 for each footprint, but we decided to do one first now, and then announce the second one towards the end of the year as people continue working on their Climathon solutions. And this is our, way of paying it forward to those who walk in Cody's footsteps, and to help them leave greener footprints of our own. And the winner of this year's first Dakota Stormer Footprint Prize is Randy from Geek Out Houston. And I'm sorry, right? I always just know it was Randy, but Randall Baxley, as you can see here. Again, if you can go to the project gallery of this year's Climathon and watch Randy's video, you can see some of that charm and spirit that Trevor was talking about. And Randy has, even before Climathon existed, Randy has been such an active person within Houston's impact and innovation community, and always showing up at city council and advocating on behalf of people, and then making sure that the Houston Hackathon and civic tech folks are constantly engaged in what's going on in the city and using their skills for good. So thank you, Randy, for all you do for our city, and we are so happy to award you with the first Dakota Stormer Footprint Prize. And then with that, that is it. Judges, if anybody would like to share some words for wrap before we go, happy to share the stage with you.
Just wanted to reiterate my thanks to Trevor and to Scott from Halliburton Labs to put this amazing award together and, really celebrate the legacy of Dakota and Footprint.
Well, thank you, everyone. That was so exciting. I hope everyone was as excited as I am. This was my first chance to participate in Climathon Houston, kind of just on the periphery there. But congratulations again to all the winners, and congratulations, Randy, for winning the first Dakota Stormer Footprint Award. I know that you will definitely put it to great use. And just in my short time with Impact Hub Houston, I have already had a lot of interaction with Randy. So I know he will definitely be out there championing for climate action. And then just as a reminder, we have a couple of things coming up too. And also, if you would like to check out the Discord channel for Climathon, I'll make sure to put the URL in the comments as well. But it's the Code for Houston Discord channel. And then we have Open Project Night coming up on November 17th. And this month's focus is on the Partnership for Goals, SDG 17. So if you have a project that you want to get started on, if you've got a project you want collaboration on, please feel free to RSVP and join us at Open Project Night. And I have the URL here somewhere. Here we go. Sorry, we have all these banners up now. So that's on November 17th. And Grace, were there any final words that you would like to share?
I just want to really thank all of our supporters and judges, Jesse Bounds with the City of Houston, the Mayor's Office of Innovation, Juliana Gereiser, Executive Director. Is it Managing Director or Executive? Sorry, I know that you're the top person. So top person at Greentown Labs Houston.
Head of
Thank you. Trevor Bess, co-founder and CEO of Syzygy Plasmonics, Scott Gale with Halliburton Labs, and Kevin Doffing, who's also on our board. And Kevin, I don't know where you are, but thank you so much for doing what you could to keep everything going this year. Thank you all also for the participants who RSVP'd, who registered for the event, who actually submitted projects. And we look forward to welcoming you again to invite to create some climate action solutions next year.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, again for tuning in. And if you're catching the video replay, feel free to drop a comment or a question. And be sure to stay tuned to our social media channels for more updates on events and happenings around Houston and with our collaborators and our ecosystem partners. So have a great afternoon, everyone.